Superintendent Marcos, in the presentation you gave us, November 4, 8 a.m., the team proceeded to Basi, Samar for the application of search warrant. Sino-sino po itong team?
Bali, yung nagpunta po doon si Chief Inspector Laraga, si PO3 Abilionosa, at saka po yung deponent po.
Deponent.
Opo.
So, tatlo lang sila. Okay. Then also in your presentation, well, before I go to your presentation, may we have a copy of the search warrant, please? Will you please submit to the committee a copy of the search
Yes, sir.
warrant? Including the supporting affidavits or the deposition. And I just want to make sure that Section 9, Rule 126 of the Rules of Court was followed. Kasi originally, the time of making search, the warrant must direct that it is served in the daytime. Yan ang nakalagay, di ba? Unless they have it asserts that the property is, etc., etc. We'll look into that as soon as we get a copy of your search warrant and the documents. Then, I noticed in your presentation, Police Superintendent Marcos, why did the team apply for a search warrant in Samar? Sa Leyte yung ina-applyan nila.
Actually, sir, it's a compelling reason based on the statement of Chief Inspector Laraga to me. Kasi not only on this case but in other previous cases, meron nga pong nag-a-apply pa sa Manila ng warrant at ini-implement sa probinsya, sir. So, ang ano lang po doon, para siguro ma-approve ng judge, is there is po, meron pong compelling reason.
What is the compelling reason?
Si Major Laraga po ang sasagot po doon.
Is Major Laraga here?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What is the compelling reason, Major?
Your Honors, good morning. Yung compelling reason natin is tungkol po doon sa mga personality na involved doon po sa Espinosa Drug Group. Mismo galing po din po ito na doon sa region po namin, nabanggit na rin po ito ni late Mayor Espinosa po, Your Honor, regarding doon sa mga politiko po na involved at the same time po yung sa mga nasa PNP po, Your Honor.
Sino-sino po yun? Yung iniiwasan ninyo sa Leyte? Sabi nyo, may Espinosa Drug Group na may involved na politiko. Ganun ba ang pagkakasabi nyo? Ganun na intindi ko eh.
Your Honor,
Hindi, yun ang kailangan namin intindihan namin para magkaroon ng compelling reason na pupunta ka ng Samar para mag-apply.
Apo.
Samantalang napakadaming korte sa sa Leyte.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ibig nyo sabihin, lahat buong Leyte hawak ng grupo nila Espinosa. I want to know that group. Para
Yes.
makalakas naman ng grupong yun.
Yes, Your Honor. Bali, kung nalaman po natin, si Mayor po, nagkaroon ng statement na yung sa Baybay City po is involved doon po sa nila sa group nakalink po. Ayaw ko pong mag-mention po pangalan po yung sa
Bakit? This is This is an investigation in aid of legislation. We want to know what we can do if there are any local government officials involved
Okay, Your
or
Honor.
national government officials involved.
Opo.
We have to find out.
Opo, allegedly, Your Honor, yung Vice Mayor daw ng Baybay City, allegedly daw yung Governor ng Leyte, the Mayor of Ormoc City, and the Congressman of 3rd District of Leyte were involved. So all of those courts that can be applied po, Your Honor, ay under po
Sino
ng
po yung Vice
jurisdiction.
Mayor ng Baybay City?
Honorable Kari, Your Honor.
Kari.
Kari.
Kari. Alright. And then, yung congressman ng 3rd District.
Former Justice Veloso, Your Honor.
And then, provincial governor ng Leyte.
Honorable Nick Pitilla, Your Honor.
Sino yung mayor ng Ormoc?
Richard Gomez, Your Honor.
Based on your information, all of them are involved in the Espinosa Group? Ganun po?
That was the statement of Mayor Espinosa himself, Your Honor. I believe.
Are you familiar with the affidavit issued by Mayor Espinosa? Nakalagay ba ito doon?
Wala po kaming personal copy ng affidavit, pero meron pong nilathala sa mga social media po. Your Honor.
Mr. Chairman, just with the permission of Senator Soto, hindi ko narinig pa yung pangalan ni Mayor Richard Gomez ever in any social media circle. So, dapat maklaro yan na, sir, kasi mahirap naman to. This is aired live. Baka ayaw naman natin masira yung mga
Yeah,
pangalan
for the information of Senator Subiri, si Chief of Police of Albuera, Chief Inspector Espinido is here. And Mayor Espinosa was turned over to him by the Chief PNP. So I think he is in a better position to testify in that regard.
All right, on the so-called Espinosa drug group. All right, we will go there.
Yes, Your Honor, I also remembered, I heard it personally from Major Espinosa, Chief Inspector Espinosa said that during the case conference doon po sa Bulwagan, sinabi niya rin po yung personally, yung mga pangalan na sinabi ko po, na binanggit ni Mayor.
Yes, well, anyway, let's look into that matter also later on, Mr. Chairman, because I understand, I think I was able to browse on some newspaper reports in Leyte about the names that were mentioned. Anyway, balik po ako kay Police Superintendent Marcos. So, naintindihan namin yung compelling reason nyo, yun ang accurate na sinasabi nyo. Dito sa presentation nyo, 4:30 a.m., the CIDG 8 team was able to enter the jail premises through the use of bolt cutter. Inexplikan na ninyo kung bakit gumamit ng bolt cutter. Pero ang kasunod dito sa report nyo na kagad, at 5:58 a.m., Soco arrives at Baybay Sub-Provincial Jail. Ano nangyari ba't hindi nandito sa report nyo between 4:30 and 5:58?
Ang considering po yung communication po sa Baybay sa provincial jail.
The permission of Senator Soto, were you present during the raid, Superintendent Marcos? Were you there?
I was supervising outside, sir. So nakikita ko, sir, yung sitwasyon mula. Kasi
When you say outside, where? Is that
outside
exactly?
sa provincial jail, sir.
Nandun ka sa
Labas,
immediate premises.
O, sir,
Okay.
nasa kalsada po ako, sir.
Alright.
Bali po, considering the communication po sa Baybay sa provincial jail, mahina po yung signal nung area na yon. Ang hirap po makasend ng message, ang hirap po makatawag. Up to the time po na nakakontak po si Superintendent Matira, yung designated supervisor ko on this operation,
And where was Superintendent Matira at the time?
he was in the premises of the jail,
Nandun
sir.
din. Okay.
Yes, sir. At saka considering din po yung travel time po nung Soko from Ormoc to Baybay City Jail. Hindi na ko na po malaman yung eksakong oras kung anong oras po sila na-contact.
Chief Superintendent,
mula po
that is
nung,
recognized.
4:30 hanggang
Good morning, Mr. Chair.
5:38.
The honorable member.
Kasi lumabas po si na Major Laraga at saka si Colonel Matira before 5 p.m. yata. Nakalabas na sila na para informing kung anong nangyari doon sa loob. Katapos tumawag po sa crime lab, nahirapan po si Colonel Matira kumontak po sa ARTOC kasi walang sumasagot. Tapos ang nakontak niya po is Chief Inspector Cruto na natutulog po, na assign po ng crime lab. Yung po pa ang pinakiusapan niya na kumontak po sa regional office ng Soko para siguro gisingin at sabihin na mag-proceed po ng Baybay. Nagkaroon pa po sila ng coordination siguro from Palo to Ormoc. Then yung Ormoc, may team po ng Ormoc, yung po nag-proceed po ng Baybay. Medyo siguro ang pinakamabilis na travel time from Ormoc to Baybay is siguro mga 45 minutes po, sir.
Anyway, to cut a long story short, from that time na sinahanap ko itong time na to, nasa labas kayo.
Okay.
Kaya hindi ninyo nakasama
Opo.
sa report ninyo. Okay. Now, nakalagay din po dito, 9:40 a.m., processing of the cell of Espinosa by Soko was finished. And you proceeded to the cell of Yap, sabi ng Soko. Can you please submit to the committee the Soko report? Did they find the slugs of the Super 38 and the 45 na mga pinaputok ni Yap at saka ni Espinosa kung totoong nagpapatok sila?
Yes, Sir Honor. We have a copy po of nung Soko report nandito po.
Alright, please submit to the committee para madali ano. And then, yung mga witnesses na pinakita ninyo, sabi nyo, when the search warrant was, is that correct? Nung ginawa yung search warrant, nandoon yung mga witnesses na yun? Yung pinakita mga litrato nung sila Bailon o like that?
Mayroon pong photograph ng mga
Yan
witness. Mayroon po. May picture po na.
Anong mga oras yun? Kasi araw na araw yung picture eh. Nung nandun yung mga witnesses eh. Nung 4 a.m., nandun sila, wala.
Upon arriving, sir, doon ng team sa Baybay sa provincial jail, kasama na po yung media, sir. May media pong kasama.
Doon mismo sa operation?
Opo, sir.
And will you be able to give the committee the names of the media personalities?
Yulka Ortiz, sir. Kasama po siya, nakikita din po niya kung anong nangyayari po doon sa gate na hindi po pinapapasok po yung trading team habang pinipresent po ni Colonel Matira yung search warrant.
Alright.
Nandun po siya nakatayo sa gilid at saka well lighted po yung harap po sa provincial jail kasi meron pong silang spotlight.
Alright, finally, on my part, no? Sabi nung sa report na pinakita kanina, CCTV under repair. Ano? Did the Soko investigate where? Saan yung nire-repair? Sino nire-repair?
Hindi ko po alam kung inimbestigahan po yun ng Soko. At saka pangalawa po, yung present po ni Director Ubusan na logbook na under repair, I was just able to know that yesterday yata, sir, nung na-inform ako na nung nag-conduct sila ng initial investigation doon, pinicturean po ng grupo po ni Senior Superintendent Rafael po yung logbook. So na-find out nila, sir, na may ganun nga doon nakalagay.
Alright, thank you. General Benji, I notice you intently listening, so later on, perhaps you can look into the matter that I mentioned, yung under repair.
Yeah,
yung
sir, I am,
slugs.
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, I've already given out the instruction to our investigators to find out to subject the document to question document with the crime lab, and at the same time to find out if there's really truth to the allegations that the hardware are really in the repair shop, Your Honor.
Mr. Chairman, I'm done with my first round.
Thank you, Senator Soto. Senator Poe is recognized. I'd like to acknowledge the presence also of the lawyers from PAO. We invited them to submit copies of the affidavits. Attorney Myra Bell Aure and Attorney Monsanto. Yeah. Welcome to this hearing. Nasabit nyo na po ba yung, mga affidavits? How many affidavits are there? Paki-press lang.
Good morning po, Mr. Chair. We have with us 27 different affidavits.
Kayo mismo nag-assist doon sa lahat ng witnesses na nakuna ng affidavit?
Opo, Mr. Chair.
So you were present during the execution of the
Opo,
affidavit.
Mr. Chair.
Salamat. We'll just ask you later. Senator Po is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Ito pong una kong tanong ay para kay Medico Legal Benjamin Lara. Kayo po ang gumawa ng autopsy dun sa katawan ng mga nabaril, mga biktima. Maaari po bang ilahad ninyo kung ano ang inyong nakita sa inyong autopsy report at meron na po mga karagdagan din katanungan pagkatapos nun?
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, Your Honors. I would just like to have this, if I may, I have a presentation. I made a PowerPoint presentation.
Yes, please go ahead, sir.
At the outset, may I inform that
Chief Superintendent Litor is recognized.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, the honorable members of the Senate present here today. I am Police Chief Superintendent Leo Angelo Luterio, the Acting Deputy Inspector General of the Philippine National Police Internal Affairs Service. Today I am accompanied by my Chief of Intelligence Investigation Division, IAS, in the person of Attorney Lindbergh Constantinopla, and the Regional Director of Regional Internal Affairs Service 8, in the person of Police Superintendent Ong Kiko. Upon learning of the death of Mayor Espinosa and Raul Yap in the incident as described by the Director of CIDG, I instructed my Chief of Intelligence and Investigation Division to ensure that the motu proprio investigation proceed immediately to be done by RIA's 8 Director. I received a text message on November 8 coming from the Chief PNP on that Saturday, instructing me to conduct a thorough and complete investigation into the incident and to make accountable those who are accountable if necessary. On November 10, on November 8, I met with the Chief PNP, and he instructed us the same thing, to conduct a thorough and complete investigation and to make accountable police personnel who might have violated police operational procedures. Today, November 10, as I arrived vicinity of the Senate, I had a phone call from the Chief Philippine National Police instructing me the very same thing. Mr. Chair, our presentation is called from pieces of intelligence made available to us, affidavits from the PNP Baybay City personnel, affidavits from the PNP detailed at sub-provincial jail in Baybay, the affidavits of the jail guards, and the affidavit of inmates who, in an interview, stated that they will cooperate with the investigation with the Internal Affairs Service of Region 8. Mr. Chair, may I turn over, for the interest of accuracy, the presentation of the events to my Regional Director, RIAS 8, Police Superintendent Ong Kiko, and may I please request the operator to present the slide that we submitted to the Secretariat. With your permission, Mr. Chair, Police Superintendent Ong Kiko will take the microphone and make the narrative.
Magandang umaga po, sir.
Please proceed.
So, sir, before I proceed with my statement, may I request that can I use Tagalog so that it will be
Better.
para maintindihan po ng mabuti po
Go
yung
ahead.
So, magandang umaga po ulit. So, ito pong aking ipipresent, ito po yung locator chart ng sub-provincial jail po ng Baybay City. So, makikita po natin, sir, sa bandang kaliwa po, nandiyan po yung kanilang main gate. Ito, ang main gate nila, makikita po natin yung cell 1, cell 2 up to cell 8. Base po, sir, sa panig ng mga inmates na aking nakausap at sa mga provincial guards, kasama na rin po yung mga PNP personnel na assigned during the time. Ito po yung kanilang naging salaysay. Wala po, ma'am. Okay, base po sa salaysay po nung mga jail guards, nung madaling araw po, nung November 5, 2016, 5 po ang naka-duting provincial guards. Ang isa po ang nagsabi na si Donald, yung isang guard po siya po nung makita niyang may mga approaching PNP vehicles, identified naman po, marked vehicles, pumunta po siya sa kanilang CCTV monitor. So mas madali po kasing makita nila kasi mas klaro po yung CCTV monitor. And then nung makita nila na positive po na may parating at nandun na po yung mga kapulisan, lumapit po sila sa main gate ng provincial jail at tinanong nila po kung ano po ang pakay ng mga kapulisan. At sinabi naman po rin ng mga kapulisan na ang pakay nila during that time is to serve the search warrant. Subalit po, according po dun sa sinabi ng ating provincial guard, wala pong ipinapakitang search warrant during that time. So nagkaroon po ng medyo konting pagtatalo at nire-request po ng ating kapulisan na papasukin sila. So base sa salaysay uli po ng ating guard, hindi po kagad nabuksan. Kaya po ang nangyari, napilitang pwersahin buksan ang gate dahil nga po yung isang padlock na sira at hindi na mabuksan. Kaya na pwersang i-bolt cutter yung padlock. So sa madalit salita, nung nakapasok na po yung mga PNP personnel, ito po mga CIDG, that's the time po na inipon po yung mga provincial guards, kasama na rin po yung mga PNP personnel na 4 at sila'y pinatayo at base sa salaysay ng ating provincial guard, sila ay pinaluhod, kinuha yung kanilang firearms including the cellphones habang sila'y nakaluhod facing on the wall. So at that time, nag-proceed na po yung ating kapulisan sa loob. Now, base naman po sa salaysay ng ating mga inmates, particularly inmate dito sa cell 2 na kung saan si Mayor ay nakadetine, nakita niya na may pumasok na 2 tao at nung mapansin sa taas po.
Kindly repeat that. Si Mayor nasa cell 1 o nasa cell 2?
Cell 1 po. Cell 1.
Okay.
So yung nagsasabi po, nagsasalaysay yung nasa cell 2 po. So base sa sinasabi nung yung inmate na nasa loob ng cell 2, nakita niya na may pumasok na 2 kapulisan, at nung mapansin po nila na bukas ang CCTV monitor sa taas po nung building, bumalik po sa opisina. At nung wala na pong ilaw, bumalik po yung 2 at diretsong pumasok sa cell 1 kung nasaan si Mayor Espinosa. Ang pagkasabi rin po ng inmate na nasa cell 2, nung pagkapasok po ng 2 pulis, narinig niya ang sinabi ni Mayor Espinosa na, "Sir, huwag niyo akong planteran, wala akong baril," at nagmamakaawa, sabi noong inmate na nasa cell 2 nung pag narinig niya. At nag-request pa raw itong si Mayor na iihi. At narinig ulit na sinabi, "Wag na." And then after a few seconds, biglang may pumutok. Now, pagkatapos po nung, by the way, isisingit ko po, nakalimutan ko, may sinasabi pang isang pulis dito sa pathway po, na merong isang pulis na nakatayo, na nung makita niyang nagsenyas ng pababa, doon po nagsimula yung putok at pumutok na rin po yung sa may cell 7. Pagkatapos po nung putok dito sa cell 1, lumabas po yung 2 pulis, yung isa na natili sa gate noong pathway, at lumabas yung isa, pumasok naman po yung isang pulis, nakita niya na may dalang baril na caliber 45, naka-gloves, at pumasok sa selda ng ni Mayor sa cell 1, at lumabas ng pagkaraan ng ilang segundo, wala na po yung baril. Ngayon po, base naman sa salaysay nung mga kasamahan ni Raul Yap na nasa cell 7, bali po 6 sila ron, ang pagkasabi po, base sa kanilang salaysay uli, 6 po sila sa loob, may pulis na nagsabi sa kanila, nagbukas, ginising po sila at pinababa. In other words, kasi may mga bangs yung nasa taas, pinababa, at pinalabas sila by twos, 2 po, palabas ng selda. So 2 po ang pinalabas until such time yung 2 natitira, yung isa na natitira sa cell, nagsabi na tinanong siya kung ano ang kanyang kaso. By the way, habang sila'y pinapalabas, tinatanong sila kung ano ang pangalan at kung ano yung kanilang offense. So, nalalaman doon habang lumalabas sila, tinatanong kung anong pangalan at kung ano ang kanilang offense. Nung malaman yung natitira sa loob ay ang kanyang crime ay hindi violation ng 9165, pinalabas, at yung nasa labas na kung saan si Raul na ang nakalabas, nung malaman na ang pangalan niya ay Raul Yap at ang kanyang violation is, ang kaso niya is 9165, pinabalik po siya, patuloy pong inilipat itong 5 inmates sa kanilang quarantinas. Pagpasok nila po doon po, hindi nagtagal, narinig po nila uli yung putukan. Yun po ang salaysay ng ating 5 inmates na kasama ni Raul Yap. Sa CIDG side naman po tayo, nagkaroon po kami ng pagkakataon last Monday sa kanilang regional headquarters upang alamin kung ano nangyari, at the same time nagbigay po ako ng memorandum requiring them to submit some of the documents na kinakailangan sa pagkandak namin ng motu proprio investigation. So sa aming pag-uusap, isinalaysay sa akin po ni Police Chief Inspector Laraga na siya po ang in charge dito sa Cell 1. At ang pagkasabi niya, no, siya ang in charge sa Cell 1 at ang in charge naman sa Cell 7 is si PO4 Duarte. Dito po kay Police Chief Inspector Laraga, inamin niya na pagpasok niya bago siya makapasok sa cell number 1, pinaputukan daw siya ni Mayor. Kaya po siya nag-retaliate. At ganon din po nung may pumutok sa cell 1, para bang sumunod na rin po yung cell 7. Dahil according to them, pinaputukan din yung pulis galing sa Cell 7. Ito po yung kanilang verbal pa lang po noong kami nag-usap sa kanilang regional office last Monday. At pagkatapos po noon, immediately nag-request po sila ng SOCO, dumating naman at prinoseso ang crime scene. Yun po, for the meantime, Your Honor, yun po yung aking nakalap na mga salaysay.
Mr. Chair, we end our presentation there initially. Thank you.
Thank you. For the first, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Senator Bam Aquino and Senator Drilon. Welcome, sir. Yeah. For the information of the body, yesterday I requested PAO to submit copies of affidavits. There are 27 affidavits, at least 27 witnesses whose affidavits were taken with the assistance of PAO lawyers. Affidavits taken by the NBI of Region 8 and some PAO lawyers. And I requested them to submit to the committee so the members of the committee can take a look at those affidavits so they can be guided when they question the resource persons present. So the table is now open for questioning, and as per order of arrival, Senator Soto will take the first shot. Senator Soto.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Chairman, do we have a time limit?
10 minutes per senator.
All right, thank you. I don't think I'll consume that, but nevertheless. May I start with the Police Superintendent Marcos? In the presentation you gave us, November 4, 8 a.m., the team proceeded to Basi Samar for the application of search warrant. Sino-sino po itong team?
Bali yung nagpunta po doon si Chief Inspector Laraga, si PO3 Avellanosa, at saka po yung deponent po.
Deponent.
Opo.
So, tatlo lang sila. Okay. Then also in your presentation, well, before I go to your presentation, may we have a copy of the search warrant, please? Will you please submit to the committee a copy of the search
Yes, sir.
warrant? Including the supporting affidavits or the deposition. And I just want to make sure that Section 9, Rule 126 of the Rules of Court was followed. Kasi originally, the time of making search, the warrant must direct that it is served in the daytime. Ayan ang nakalagay, di ba? Unless the affidavit asserts that the property is, etc., etc. We'll look into that as soon as we get a copy of your search warrant and the documents. Then, I noticed in your presentation, Police Superintendent Marcos, why did the team apply for a search warrant in Samar? Sa Leyte yung ina-applyan nila.
Actually, sir, it's a compelling reason based on the statement of Chief Inspector Lara Gatumi. Kasi not only on this case but in other previous cases, meron nga pong nag-a-apply pa sa Manila ng warrant at ini-implement sa probinsya, sir. So, ang ano lang po doon, para siguro ma-approve ng judge, is there is po, meron pong compelling reason.
What is the compelling reason?
Si Major Laraga po ang sasagot po doon.
Is Major Laraga here?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What is the compelling reason, Major?
Your Honors, good morning. Yung compelling reasons po natin is tungkol po doon sa mga personality na involved doon po sa Espinosa Drug Group. Mismo galing po din po ito na doon sa region po namin, nabanggit na rin po ito ni late Mayor Espinosa po, Your Honor, regarding doon sa mga politiko po na involved at the same time po yung sa mga nasa PNP po, Your Honor.
Sino-sino po yun? Yung iniiwasan ninyo sa Leyte? Sabi nyo, the Espinosa Drug Group na may involved na politiko, ganun ba ang pagkakasabi nyo? Ganun na intindi ko eh.
Your Honor,
Hindi, yun ang kailangan na intindihan namin para magkaroon ng compelling reason na pupunta ka ng Samar para mag-apply. Pantalang napakadaming korte sa sa Leyte.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ibig nyo sabihin, lahat buong Leyte hawak ng grupo nila Espinosa. I want to know that group. Para pakalakas naman ng grupong yun.
Yes, Your Honor. Bali, kung nalaman po natin, si Mayor po, nagkaroon ng statement na yung sa Baybay City po is involved doon po sa nila sa group nakalink po. Ayaw ko pong mag-mention pangalan po yung sa
bakit this is investigation in aid of legislation. We want to know what we can do if there are any local government officials involved or national government officials involved. We have to find out.
Allegedly, the Honor, yung Vice Mayor daw ng Baybay City, allegedly daw yung Governor ng Leyte, the Mayor of Ormoc City, and the Congressman of 3rd District of Leyte were involved. So all of those courts that can be applied po, Your Honor, ay under po
Sino po yung Vice Mayor ng Baybay City?
Honorable Kari, Your Honor.
Kari. Alright. And then, yung Congressman ng 3rd District?
Former Justice Biloso, Your Honor.
And then, Provincial Governor ng Leyte?
Honorable Nick Pitilla, Your Honor.
Sino yung Mayor ng Ormoc?
Richard Gomez, Your Honor.
Based on your information, all of them are involved in the Espinosa Group?
That was the statement of